Let me guess a day in your life. So you start the morning, you wake up, you open your eyes, and what's the first thing that you reach for? Your phone, right? And you might even tell yourself, like, oh, it's just to check the time. My alarm's going off, so I have to get to my phone. And then you see a notification for Instagram. Like one of your friends sent you a video. And what initially turned into like checking the time or turning off your alarm turns into sitting in your bed for 30 minutes, just scrolling on Instagram, checking whatever social media you have. Then you get up, you go to work or you go to school, and you kind of just float through the day, not really focusing on anything, not really like kind of working towards any goal. You go home, you do your homework, no after school activities, no gym. Throughout the day, you kind of just eat whatever you're feeling, not really, tracking or like being aware of what you're putting into your body. You come home, you play some video games, maybe you scroll some more on social media, and then you go to sleep. And you go through the day having accomplished absolutely nothing. And that is what I call living on autopilot. So, if that sounds like you, I honestly can't blame you, because the way that the world is today and how social media is designed, there's literally like people in positions being paid to make social media and your phone as addicting as possible, right? So addiction is essentially profit. So when they're designing a website, when they're designing social media, when they're designing a video game, whoever they are, they're not being paid for you to just they're not being paid for you to go on social media and learn something new and become a better person, right? They're being paid to keep you on the platform as long as possible, engage with as many posts as possible, and just kind of like keep you in that loop. And that's how they want you. They want you docile. They want you not thinking. They want you just to consume. They want you to just float through your life and just kind of not accomplish anything. Just consume their platform, consume their message, and whatever type of content is on their platform. And, it's easy to do. It's easy to sit in bed for 30 minutes to an hour in the morning and just scroll and just send your friends videos and that you think are funny, and they send you videos, and you got to check your notifications for that. And the environment's catered towards that. It's catered towards that kind of level of addiction. So, and to combat that, you need to start living your life intentionally. You need to think of what you're doing before you do it. So, and that's not to say like being perfect. It's not optimizing every second of your day. But it is making decisions for yourself and for your time. And it's aligning your time and your habits with what you care about, with a goal that you make. It's being aware of your time, you know? I used to love, going to high school, getting through my day, getting home, and I would get on my video games right away. I wouldn't do my homework right away. I wouldn't like go out with friends and socialize or like do like a sport. I would go home. I would go downstairs, get on my computer, and I'd boot up League of Legends, and I would play that and any other games I might be playing at the time. Might play them for like 5 or 6 hours, give or take, sprinkle my homework in there when I can. I would always get my homework done, but it certainly wasn't the priority. And I didn't have anything else back then. Like, I didn't have a YouTube channel back then. I didn't have the passion that I do now for, you know, helping men to be better. I didn't have my website. I didn't have my business. I had nothing back then. And for a while, for a very long time, for years and years, I was content with that because I was stuck in that kind of loop of gaming feels good. It feels good to get on with your buddies and laugh with them. And until you grow up, and I get so angry with my younger self, the person that didn't want to sacrifice the fun and games in the present day to make their life better in the long term. You know, it's like how everyone talks about instant gratification versus delayed gratification. I kind of like, I vibe with that a lot because, you know, I was that type of guy back then where I would sacrifice the future for the now and how I felt in the now. And a part of me resents the kid I was back then. You know, I have a lot of good memories, but that's about all I got from that, is just good memories gaming with buddies. It certainly doesn't help me now in life, you know. It doesn't help me and my wife, and it doesn't help us, you know, be better parents, raise our, you know, set up a better environment for our child once our child comes into the world. And it's just, you have to start thinking for the now, or you have to start thinking for the future, not the now. So you wanna start thinking about your avenues of intention is what I call it. So, and how can we start living intentionally, and what areas of life can we kind of give examples for that? So one avenue of intention is your fitness. So let's say you start going to the gym and you kind of like get into the habit of doing it, right? Maybe it's like a month or two in, you know, you're starting to get used to it. You're starting to get into the rhythm of going, and that's good. But you might find yourself starting to, like, you're not varying things up at all. You're kind of just going through the workout, just kind of going through the motions. And to kind of counteract that, you can go into the gym with a plan. So you can have a plan, but you need to, in your working sets, you need to be focusing on your mind muscle connection. You need to be focusing on every single rep and not just getting the weight up. And that's going to help you build more muscle. It's going to help you get a better workout, and it's going to help you achieve your goal. So another avenue of intention that we can start to attack is your work, right? So you need to take time to find your passion, what your passion is. Because I'm going to be real with you right now. With the job that I'm at right now, I work with a pharmaceutical company, and we, like, essentially what my job is I package up drugs and like pharmaceutical supplies, and we send them to like hospitals and like other pharmaceutical companies to like go to patients. While that's important, because getting the right drug to the right patient and the right quantity of it is important, but it's not my purpose. It's not what I'm passionate about. And you never see that. You barely ever, if anything, ever see that patient that's, being benefited and, being helped from what you're doing. All you see is your computer, you're working, you have your box that the drugs are going into, and you have the conveyor belt that you put the box on once you're done processing it. So it's not my passion. It's not what, gets me up in the morning. What gets me up in the morning is this. It's my wife, it's our soon to be child, and it's helping young men to be better and not be the kind of young man I was and waste so much time and so many hours on meaningless things. Dating is another avenue of intention that you can pursue. Um, if you're a young man and you are seeing someone or you're in a relationship with someone, just like one day, just like do something nice, spontaneous for your girl. Like get her flowers on just a random day and no special occasion, nothing going on. Just go get her like chocolates and flowers. Um, Tell her how much how much you need her, how much you care about her, um, and just be intentional and be there for her. Like be present in the moment and appreciate what you have in that moment. Don't don't go on autopilot in your relationship and just coast, because you're going to reap what you sow. And if you're only there for yourself and you're not there for your partner, and you're not thinking intentionally about what you want out of the relationship and how you can love that other person, then your relationship, just like all your other endeavors in life that you're autopiloting on, are doomed to fail. Um, so and that also comes with, before you open your phone, before you like even open your phone or say yes to something, you need to think about assertiveness. So for a very, very long time, I was always raised in a way of like, how do I explain this? I was raised and had pretty much everything I wanted. So like my parents I believe my parents did a good job raising me. They raised me well. They gave me everything I wanted. Um, but with that, children are always learning. And I learned that if I was as nice as possible and I didn't cause any issues and I didn't like voice my opinion, and I didn't defy my parents in any way, I would be more favored and I would get more of what I wanted. And that's not how life works, right? Like when you grow up and if you just play nice all the time and you are just not trying to cause an issue to gain something, people will notice that. And people won't care if you're nice or not, or they won't care how you act. They're not going to give you what you want. So I've had to kind of work on myself in that way of starting to speak up my opinion and starting to like be assertive. And that's something that I've had to learn over time. And that might be you, like you might be living your life on autopilot and be sacrificing your opinions and your true feelings to kind of let your brain go on autopilot, because like your brain, whether you believe it or not, wants to actually go on autopilot and wants to have an easier life. So it's hard to, like, initially it's very hard to voice your opinion and tell people no and to like get the like the flack for that. But with that comes reward in a way, because you're being yourself. You're not sacrificing, you're not sacrificing your opinions and your concerns for comfort. So that's just something that you need to be aware of. Our brain is always going to want to take the easiest path. And that's in anything, including how you live your life. It's not easy for me to wake up, go to the gym, eat something, go to work for 8 hours, then come home and record a YouTube video, and then edit that video and upload it to YouTube. It's not easy, but I do it because it's something that I care about. I live with intentionality. I know that I want to upload these videos to YouTube, and I want, even if it helps one person to not make the same mistakes as I did, or it helps one person to get better gains in the gym and get more respect from people, then I've served my purpose and I'm happy. Like I don't have to live this life of luxury and live this life of comfort if I know that I can be helping somebody out there to not make the mistakes I did. So the benefits of living intentionally, while you might sacrifice short-term comfort, you're going to feel more in control of yourself, your day. The days go by slower, right? So once you start to get into a habit of something and you start to get into an autopilot of it, your days go by pretty quick. And I feel like that's some of the reason why, like, an adult will tell you, enjoy high school now, enjoy middle school, enjoy your childhood, because once you become an adult, it's gonna start going faster and faster and faster. And once you get married and have kids, it's gonna go even faster, and you're gonna be 80 before you know it. And I think some of the reason why is when you're a child, you're still learning so much. You still haven't, you're not in as much repetition and monotony as you are in an adult life. Like you're always doing something exciting. You're always you're always hanging out with your friends, or you're doing something with your family, or you're learning, you're going to school, or you might have like a after school activity. But once you're an adult and you start to lose time for yourself, you, like I said before at the beginning of the video, you might scroll on your phone, go to work, come home, play video games, scroll more on your phone, go to sleep. And once you start to get into that repetition, that habit of that, obviously the days are going to start to go by quick. So when you take control of your life, the days actually start to slow down, and you actually start to make progress in your life and your goals, where you put that time and that energy. If it's in video games right now, if you play 3 hours of video games a night, if you use 1 or 2 of those hours right now to start, like if you've always loved the idea of coding, if you start to learn coding on your own for 1 or 2 hours a night, by the time you reach college, if you're in high school, you might be absolutely killing the college courses that you're in if you like really want to go into some type of like coding field. Or you might even be able to get certifications to get a coding job and not even need college. I don't necessarily know how the coding field works, or if you can do it off of certifications, or if you need a college like a degree on it. But I know a lot of things, especially now, don't necessarily require a degree. You can get multiple certifications. So for me and my personal training certification, I didn't go to college for that. I went online and got a certification. So your actionable step right now after everything I've told you is I need you to get something to write with, open your phone notes, and write down 3 ways that you're going to live with intention tomorrow. 3 things that you're going to think about, maybe like one of the avenues of intention that we talked about, maybe being more intentional in the gym, maybe doing something nice for your significant other. So just do something. Write down some type of way that you can be intentional tomorrow and act on it. Because I promise that once you actually start to live your life with intention and take control of your life, you will be given more purpose than you think you are. And it's actually going to feel good at the end of the day. Like once I really grew up out of high school and out of college, and I met my wife Amanda, and I started to still game and everything, it would feel good. Like it would kind of feel good in the moment of gaming, but like once I started to like get an hour or 2 into it, it actually didn't even feel like that good to game. Like, and by the time it was over, I feel like I kind of just wasted my time. So write down 3 actionable steps, or write down 3 ways to be more intentional tomorrow. If you want my help making your life more intentional or achieving your fitness goals, the links for my website will be down in the description below. So just go down there, click the link. If this video helped you, don't be shy to click the like button or subscribe. That goes a long way. You have it in you to be great. Goodbye.